Hello students, this video is based on lesson number 4 IT subject for standard 11th Arts, Commerce, Science students. So in this video we are going to study about some of the silent features of IT Act. So the IT Act, which is basically is introduced to control the cyber crime, which is very much predominant in nowadays. So basically for that we have introduced an IT Act. So in this video, we're going to study some detailed information about it. So why is IT Act very much important? So IT Act is important for cyber safety and cyber security. As we all are using internet in our day-to-day life, we do the payments with online shopping apps like Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon. We also do the transfer of money through the transactions with the help of Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. So for such kind of things, there is a lot of threat created of hacking, cracking, or any other cyber crime. So cyber security and cyber safety is very much important. For that case, the IT Act is introduced. So cybersecurity is the safe and responsible use for information and communication technology. It is not just about keeping the information safe and secure, but also about being responsible with that information, being respectful to other people online, and practicing good net etiquette, that is internet etiquette. So cybersecurity is not only maintaining the confidentiality or securing your data, keeping your data safe, but also how are you behaving with other people on internet, what type of comment, what type of post you're posting on internet. All of these things are coming under your cyber security as well as cyber safety. It is nothing but the etiquettes which you follow while using social media and internet. In recent years, all systems are exposed to internet. Hence, there is increased challenge in maintaining and protecting them from the attackers. So basically, it is very much necessary to protect yourself from the attackers like hackers and crackers who keep on spying on the activities of the people whenever they do any kind of transactions. Now, how are you going to protect yourself from cybercrime? The first thing what you have to do is identify the threat and risk. If your system, your computer starts operating slowly with more time, okay, it is consuming lot of time and it is operating slowly. If the system crashes suddenly and you are unable to download the updates, if you see some different icons on your screen, by this you can understand that yes, there is some fishy in your system and you should identify what is wrong with it. Second thing is protection of data. So protection of data includes protect the network with firewall. Whatever internet network you are using, you have to protect it with a firewall. Firewall is nothing but it is an authentication process which does not allow unauthorized user to access your system. Create different logins and strong password for different users. So basically you should always give a different login IDs to different users, and your password should be strong with special characters, alphabetical, numerical, special symbols, capital letters, small letters in all together is going to lead to a strong password. Use only verified open source or licensed software and operating system. So whichever software or applications you download on the system, those should be licensed software. Prohibit the use of personal devices on networks such as personal USB or hard drives. Protect your Wi-Fi connection with secure password, WEP encryption, etc. and encrypt the network traffic. So whatever Wi-Fi you use, you make sure that your Wi-Fi should have a password so that some other person should not get an access to it, because if that person is going to create any crime using your Wi-Fi connection, then ultimately who will be the responsible person? You will be the responsible person. So always keep the Wi-Fi a proper password and do not share it with others. And whenever you are connecting your PC or laptop with any type of pen drive, hard drive, USB, make sure that it is first checked with the antivirus. Next is recovery from cyber attack. So after the cyber attack, data should be cleaned, recovered and restored as much as possible. So if you are sure that your laptop or your system has been attacked by cyber, after that you should always clean your system and restore all the things as much as possible. Investigation should be carried out with the support from professional expert. Measures should be taken to avoid the reoccurrence. So why this has happened, who has done this, you have to do an investigation with the professional experts, and you should always try to avoid the reoccurrence, that next time the same thing should not repeat in future. So you should take care about it. Next is educate your stakeholders, that students and staffs, etc. Introduce a course, lesson, activities for students and teachers on major components of cyber security and safety. So educate your staff, educate your organization people, the employees, and tell them what they should do and how they should understand about the cyber crime. So this is how you should protect yourself from cyber crime. Now, to protect yourself from cyber crime, an IT Act is introduced in India in 2000. So in May 2000, both the houses of Indian Parliament passed the Information Bill. The Information Technology Bill received the assent of President in August 2000, and it came to be known as Information Technology Act 2000. The cyber laws are contained in the IT Act 2000. IT Act 2000 is an act to provide legal recognition for transaction carried out by means of electronic data interchange and other means of electronic communication. So with the help of IT Act 2000, you can give a legal recognition to all the data which is exchanged electronically. This act claims to provide the legal infrastructure for e-commerce in India. So whatever e-commerce activity you carry out, like sending the data through internet or electronic device, or doing marketing with the help of internet or electronic devices, so all this is claimed by IT Act 2000. The cyber law has a major impact for e-businesses and new economy in India. So it is important to understand what are the various perspectives of IT Act 2000 and what it offers. The Information Technology Act 2000 also aims to improve for the legal framework so that legal goodness is accorded to all the electronic records and other activities carried out by electronic means. So any type of electronic means, your smartphone, tablet, laptop, desktop, by any electronic device, if you are doing any type of online transactions or any type of social media, whichever you are using, all the legal framework is done by Information Technology Act. This act states that unless otherwise agreed, an acceptance of contract may be expressed by electronic means of communication, and the same shall have legal validity and enforceability. Now, the IT Act 2000 attempts to change some of the outdated laws and provide ways to deal with cybercrime. So we need such laws so that people can perform transactions over the internet through credit card without any fear or misuse. So because of IT Act, today we can do the transactions with the help of credit cards, online transactions without any fear. The IT Act offers the much needed legal framework so that information is not denied legal effect and validity of enforceability solely on the grounds that it is in the form of electronic record. So whatever information is in the form of electronic record, in the form of software documents, so that information are considered as legal information. In view of the growth in transactions and communications carried out with the help of electronic records, this Act seeks to empower the government department to accept filing, creating, retention of official documents in the digital format. So nowadays you know that all the online information, online forms are available. You can apply online for jobs, you can apply for government post online. So all these things are done online. So because of IT Act, it has made it very much comfortable. The IT Act has also proposed a legal framework for the authentication and origin of electronic record communication through digital signature. Digital signature is an authorized which is used for authentication, whether this document is legal or not. So digital signature is also a process of authentication. Let us come across some of the silent features of IT Act. First silent feature is digital signature has replaced with electronic signature to make it more technology neutral act. So now even the digital signature is replaced with the help of electronic signature. Next is it elaborates and offenses, penalties and branches. So any type of cyber crime which is found, which is searched, so those people are going to be imprisoned. It will be considered as an offense. They have to pay some penalties. It outlines the justice dispensation system for cybercrime. It defines in a new section that cyber cafe is an facility from where the access to the internet is offered by any person in an ordinary course of business to the members of the public. So the cyber cafe which we see around us, even they have to follow the IT Act because they use or they make internet available to public. It provides for the constitution of cyber regulation advisory committee. The IT Act 2000 was embedded in 2008 and in 2011, and it includes the rules for cyber cafe, cyber security, delivery of services by service provider, audit of electronic document, etc. So all of these, cyber cafe, cyber security, delivery, all of this comes under the IT Act. So this is all about IT Act, how you should protect yourself from cyber crime, why there is a need of IT Act, when was it launched in India. So it is all related to your lesson number 4, that is cyber crime. All the videos based on this chapter is already uploaded on my channel. Do watch the videos and please subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.